Arby's does. Arby's, we have the meats.
Colbert's back with an all-new Late Show and John Oliver tonight on CBS.
Every day is something new with you. That's the enemy of my enemy.
You need to look closer when you look at me. I ruin careers for a living.
The Yellowstone event continues Sunday on CBS.
New Survivor, Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CBS.
Second day of summery conditions, hot sunshine. Hope you got out and enjoyed it because that is about to change. Find out now. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the search is on for the next Speaker of the House after lawmakers vote to oust Kevin McCarthy from his position. We'll have the latest tonight from Washington. Plus, layoffs are stacking up as the United Auto Workers strike continues. What Senator Gary Peters told picketers in Detroit today. And Governor Whitmer announces an expansion to a program helping people go back to school for a degree. How many more people are eligible now for the Michigan Reconnect program? Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
After a couple of quite hot days to start the month, Ariane, we have some showers on the way to cool us back down. So when do those move in?
Well, friend, their lease starts, I believe, tomorrow is when we'll likely see those showers start to push in, especially over there on the western portion of the UP. And then we'll continue to see some showers into the rest of our week, possibly for this weekend as well, as our temperatures are going to be falling down. You'll definitely want that plaid flannel for Platter Day on Friday because it is going to be a little bit chilly. I've got your full forecast on the way.
Thank you very much, Ariane. For the first time in U.S. history, the Speaker of the House has been removed from his position as the leader of the chamber. By a vote of 216 to 210, lawmakers booted Speaker Kevin McCarthy. That throws the House into unprecedented territory and in search of a new speaker. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
In a dramatic showdown, the House ousted Kevin McCarthy from his job as Speaker, making him the first Speaker ever removed by a House vote. McCarthy spoke Tuesday evening announcing he will not seek another run at the position.
I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else.
Chaos is Speaker McCarthy.
McCarthy's key GOP rival, Matt Gaetz of Florida, sparked the historic move by forcing the vote on the motion to vacate.
The reason Kevin McCarthy went down today is because nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy.
You all know Matt Gaetz. You know it was personal.
The now former Speaker angered right-flank members of his party by working with Democrats on a funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. Before today's vote, McCarthy said he was prepared for the outcome.
Keeping government open and paying our troops was the right decision. I stand by that decision. And at the end of the day, if I have to lose my job over it, so be it.
Moments after the vote to remove McCarthy, his close ally, Patrick McHenry of North Carolina, was named Speaker pro tempore.
Over the weekend, the country just narrowly avoided a government shutdown, but that fix was only temporary. The clock is ticking. That short deal runs out in 43 days.
Only 8 Republicans voted to vacate the chair, but 208 Democrats refused to come to McCarthy's rescue and save his speakership. He served as Speaker for just 9 months. Developing now in Delta County, nearly 300 Billerud paper mill employees in Escanaba are out of a job for the next 2 weeks as the mill is undergoing maintenance. According to a statement from Billerud, the mill is being idled this week for an annual maintenance outage due to a low demand for paper. Billerud is also taking a second week to, quote, balance production with customer needs. 280 of Billerud's 830 employees have been laid off for those 2 weeks. The union president says those laid off are eligible to receive unemployment benefits during that time, but there's a 1-week waiting period.
The unemployment benefits are antiquated and behind many states, so not much, and you don't get paid for that week, but they do qualify for the benefits.
Billerud says it is working with unions and workers to minimize the impact to the fullest extent possible. Layoffs due to the UAW strike are stacking up. It comes as GM is now reviewing the latest counteroffer from the union. This afternoon, U.S. Senator Gary Peters joined the striking GM workers at the company's redistribution center in Pontiac. Andres Gutierrez was there with the message from the senator to those workers.
At this point in time, there's not much politicians can do to move talks along at the bargaining table, but they can continue to show support for these UAW members who are demanding a record contract.
Appreciate your leadership.
From day one, U.S. Senator Gary Peters has stood in solidarity with striking UAW members who want to see their wish list of demands fulfilled, including the elimination of the tier system.
For me, when I started at 15-something an hour, so I want to make sure that other temporary workers are going up to 20. I want to make sure that also that everybody that makes a fair wage, we do, a lot of people, we do the same job, so it doesn't make sense that one people is on one tier, another person is on another tier.
But now on day 19 of the strike, both sides remain far apart in negotiations.
And workers are saying we're getting squeezed, our families are getting squeezed, and we've seen pay at the top levels literally explode over these years. It's time to bring back fairness.
General Motors confirmed the union presented a counteroffer to their September 21st proposal during a meeting on Monday. A GM spokesperson wrote in a statement, quote, "We are assessing, but significant gaps remain." The two sides met after GM CEO Mary Barra released a scathing statement on Friday calling out the so-called theatrics from the UAW leadership and demanding that they need the union at the bargaining table with the clear intent of reaching an agreement.
We hope there's not an impasse. We hope that this strike can be resolved as quickly as possible. Clearly, the workers that I'm here with today would like to get it resolved, but they want to make sure it's resolved in a way that's fair for the workers. And it's about just coming to the table, continuing the negotiations. I know the UAW has just made another counteroffer and hope that they keep working hard every day.
Today, Ford announced they're laying off 330 workers at its Chicago stamping plant and its engine plant in Lima, Ohio. Meanwhile, General Motors told 130 workers at a plant near Cleveland not to report to work today. The same goes for 34 workers at a facility in Indiana and 163 workers at a transmission plant in Toledo.
With today's furlough, more than 2,100 GM workers have been laid off as a result of the strike. Those members are eligible to receive the weekly $500 the UAW is giving out in strike pay. The Oxford High School shooter's parents are officially headed to trial on involuntary manslaughter charges after the state Supreme Court today denied their appeal to get their cases thrown out. Gino Vici visited attorney Ben Johnson's office in downtown Detroit to get his reaction on the ruling.
Of course, James and Jennifer Crumbly trying to get their case thrown out in court. It did not work. Now, I want to point out the state Supreme Court is not ruling on innocence or guilt here. They're simply deciding that they are not interested in hearing this case right now, which means the criminal complaint against the parents of the Oxford shooter may continue. Meanwhile, the attorney for the victims' families say this ruling helps their civil case.
Needless to say, that my clients are very happy that we're now moving forward. So this is an important step.
Attorney Ben Johnson represents some of the Oxford school shooting victims' families in a civil case against the Oxford School District. He says now that the case against the parents of the Oxford shooter can move forward, that is a good thing, not only for his civil case, but also for the family's ability to get closure.
Because they went and bought him the gun, and then they made sure he was nice and trained for it the day before, right, the shooting. It's a long trail of people that should be held responsible under the law. Criminal often goes first before civil.
I think anything that brings the truth out is helpful.
Wolf Mueller also represents victims' families. He says his clients are relieved to know that James and Jennifer Crumbly will face trial, and says he agrees their trial will likely reveal important information needed for their civil case against the Oxford School District.
I know my clients are very happy. It's a good day for them. They get to get closer to closure and justice, because all they want to do is hear what really happened that day and the days preceding to the tragedy.
That tragedy 2 years ago claimed the lives of Hannah St. Juliana, Tate Meir, Madison Baldwin, and Justin Schilling, and injured 7 others. The Oxford school shooter pled guilty and is now awaiting sentencing, and his parents will now face trial.
And then the jury gets to make that decision and go from there. Then ultimately, it'll be our turn in the civil courts.
As of right now, there is no court date set for the parents of the Oxford shooter. They're both facing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. If convicted, they could potentially spend life in prison. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus why the CDC is proposing a morning after pill to prevent the spread of sexually transmitted infections. And later, how a Delta County community rallied to raise enough money to build new pickleball courts. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Tomorrow is more than just a fresh start. Tomorrow is a long time coming. It's continuing the work we started over 20 years ago by growing our investments in solar and wind. Bridging to a sustainable energy future.
When 2 celebrity-led teams
What is this?
face off
It's a horribly drawn swan.
in a game of quick draw,
1, 2, 3, shoot!
it's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
Y'all ready for today? On the Jennifer Hudson Show. Tay Diggs is in the house. You were in the original cast of Rent 25 years ago.
25 years ago. Don't I look good?
Plus, get your daily dose of motivation. I love it.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Perry Mason is the perfect entertainment for day and night. During the day, it's a great, juicy courtroom drama.
You killed Polly first to get rid of her.
And at night, it's a perfect, spooky murder mystery. It's Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. on MeTV 19.1. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Yes, I'm here at the WZMQ 19 Jukebox as we broke a record high today, hitting 83. Last time we had a high record, it was in 2005 with a high of 78 degrees. Our low, though, didn't quite break the record. We were at about 62 out at the National Weather Service Center, just outside of Marquette. Right now, we're still fairly warm. A lot of us in that 60-degree range, mostly clear skies. We'll see those clouds start to move in on the west portion of the UP. We'll expect some cloudier conditions for everybody in the later hours. And like I said, those temps expected to drop this evening into the 60s. We'll expect those winds as well to hang out with us even into Thursday. So if you've got trash day or trash night coming up, just a heads up in case your bins are missing. On Wednesday, we'll expect those temperatures still in the 70s before they drop midday, probably into the upper 60s. And then on Thursday, we'll be down in the 60s. Yep, we're creeping on down. Let's check out what our comfort zones are expected. Yes, some of us not really going to be enjoying this ideal range. However, we will see some of it during our Wednesday and maybe hitting that hot, humid, and even muggy zone there just for a few moments. So it shouldn't be terrible. So winds coming out of the south, fairly calm at the moment, but we could see some gusts this evening, even up to 25 miles an hour there in Eagle Harbor, and then continuing into our Wednesday, 29 in Manistee. Manistee, my friends, you're going to get a little bit of breezy gusts here, 32 by 10 p.m. on Wednesday, and then even some gusty conditions on Thursday as our winds are going to be changing direction, coming primarily out of the west and southwest. So we will see those temperatures dropping and changing as we've got wind changes as well. So a little bit of precipitation here in the plains and heading into the Midwest states as we are expecting fairly dry conditions this evening. Taking a look at current radar imagery and not seeing much except for those clouds moving in. So let's take a look at when those showers could be dropping. We could see some very early up there on the tip of the Keweenaw and then around 6 a.m. in Gogebic County. And then we'll expect showers to continue along that northwest coastline. And then we'll see some here in the central portions throughout the day. We'll expect scattered showers throughout our afternoon and evening, but a lot of that activity is going to be over here in the east for our Wednesday evening. Maybe some showers sprinkling through, though, over there in the west. And then Thursday, it's the west side's turn. We'll have showers in the afternoon, and then we'll see a little bit of possible storms coming through there later on. I've got your 7-day outlooks and Platter Day forecast coming up in 15.
Thank you very much, Ariane. In Lansing, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and state legislators have expanded eligibility for the Michigan Reconnect program. It's designed to give financial assistance to community and tribal college students. The program will now cover eligible students over the age of 21. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more on the eligibility guidelines and how to apply.
This month is the beginning of the new 2024 fiscal year. With the largest education budget in state history, today Governor Gretchen Whitmer announced new funding for the Michigan Reconnect program.
This year's budget, the budget year which started yesterday, represents a massive step forward.
Michigan Reconnect was created in 2021 to support people going back to school or wanting to earn a 2-year degree or certificate.
Over the years, tens of thousands of lives have been changed at the community and tribal colleges here in Michigan, and Reconnect has provided adults aged 25 and older with a tuition-free pathway to earn their degree.
To qualify, you must be enrolled in a community or tribal college, complete the FAFSA, have lived in Michigan for at least a year, and have a high school diploma. With the start of the new fiscal year, the age to qualify has now been lowered to 21.
Which opens the program to an estimated 350,000 more Michiganders, including tens of thousands of currently enrolled students.
Governor Whitmer says that when she took office, she set a goal to have 41% of Michiganders having earned a post-secondary degree or certification, and that since then, that number has surpassed that to over 50%.
Since the launch in February of 2021, more than 132,000 people have applied, and our goal is to make sure that we have 60% of Michiganders earn a post-secondary certificate or training by 2030.
All of Michigan's 31 public, community, and tribal colleges take the Reconnect Scholarship, including Bay College, Gogebic, and the Keweenaw Bay Ojibwe Community College.
And it's one of the proudest achievements, I think, that we've been able to get done. It is my time as governor.
For Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
The deadline to apply for Michigan Reconnect is Friday, November 15th of 2024. That link to that is up on our website. Just head to WZMQ19.com. As teen vaping continues to be a concern across the country, one UP school has taken measures to keep vape pens out of students' hands. Last school year, Manistee area schools implemented an anti-vaping initiative. The district partnered with the city and the county court system to fine students who were caught vaping. Administrators say they have seen a drop in student vaping since putting the fine system into effect.
It just covers the costs to make this process run, but it's still a financial penalty that hopefully will get the parents' attention and get them a little bit more active in the lives of their kids as to why they're coming into the school with them.
Manistee area schools also continues to provide education on the risks of vaping to discourage students from picking up the habit in the first place. The CDC is proposing the first morning after pill to protect against sexually transmitted infections. Christiane Benavides has more.
New draft guidelines from the CDC would use an inexpensive antibiotic as a morning after pill to try to prevent sexually transmitted infections, or STIs, such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis.
We're at a record high number of STIs in the nation, and we need
game-changing innovations.
Doxycycline is commonly used to treat bacterial infections. The CDC says growing research shows some people who take the antibiotic within 72 hours of having unprotected sex are much less likely to contract an STI.
In several studies, that's been shown to reduce the chance of getting an STI by about 2/3.
Cases of STIs are increasing. The CDC says between 2020 and 2021, more than 2.5 million cases of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis were reported.
Sexually transmitted infections also increase the chance that someone will get or transmit HIV. So any innovation that prevents STIs could also have an effect by preventing HIV infections as well.
The draft guidelines would be for gay and bisexual men and transgender women, groups most impacted by the higher infection numbers.
The CDC says it's also monitoring for whether more use of the antibiotic could result in more drug-resistant bacteria. Still ahead tonight, how long this Wisconsin school bus driver has been keeping students safe on their way to school. Her story after the break.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
We're back, baby! We back!
Colbert's back with an all-new Late Show and John Oliver tonight on CBS.
Superior Collision is seeking a certified auto body technician for full-time employment. Qualified candidates can call or apply in person, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
You know, how you feel on the inside is just as important to me as how you feel on the outside.
Oh, Daddy. I'm grown up, in every way, care and take care of you. You're my grown up, and I know you're there. I'm your grown up, and you know I care. 'Cause it's you and me and me and you. So when you are okay or not okay, I'll take care of you.
Cars will break down. And when they do, it's too late. If your car's out of warranty, it leaves you with two choices. Get stuck paying for expensive repairs, or one phone call to CarShield. Their administrators pay for your covered repairs so you don't have to. Your coverage includes roadside assistance, towing, rental, and so much more. Plus, with their nationwide network, you choose the mechanic or dealer. Best of all, there's coverage for every wallet size. Make the smart call before it's too late. Call CarShield today.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
A Marquette-based business incubator is expanding its ability to help entrepreneurs. Today, Innovate Marquette officially opened its Proto Lab in downtown Marquette. The lab will allow the team at Innovate to work directly with entrepreneurs to develop prototypes and test their ideas. Thanks to grants from the USDA and community partners, the Proto Lab has helped secure 9 patents for local entrepreneurs.
The concept to a working functional prototype is a big step for people to get through. And we've actually had a lot of products and things in the past that couldn't make that leap, and recognize that as a hurdle in our innovation system or our innovation cycle or innovation pathway for entrepreneurs. And so we've now filled that gap.
And after an entrepreneur has worked with the Proto Lab, Innovate Marquette will help them move forward to the next step of their business. Delta County will soon have more places for pickleball enthusiasts to play thanks to a crowdfunding effort by a local club. Gladstone Area Pickleball launched its Courts of Dreams campaign in late July with the goal of building 8 dedicated courts at the John and Melissa Bessie Sports Park. By the end of September, the group had to raise $50,000 to get a matching grant from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Well, more than 176 individuals and businesses donated to the cause, raising just over $66,000.
Our mission all along has been to promote the sport. Many of us that have played for a while realize how fun it is and the health benefits. So we're looking to broaden that for the community, bring more people in, and also offer visitors a place to play.
Gladstone Area Pickleball plans to start excavating before the winter. And golf enthusiasts will soon be able to hit the links year-round in Marquette. UP Indoor Golf is set to open next week. It's on the corner of Ridge Street and McClellan Avenue. The business has 2 simulators that will allow golfers to play on famous courses around the world. The simulators can hold up to 6 golfers each and can be rented by the hour.
Square is definitely good enough for your high-end golfers who want to keep sharp all winter long in our long off-season. But we've also got games that kids can play on the simulators.
UP Indoor Golf will have an open house this Sunday from noon until 5 p.m. The business will be open every day except Mondays. School bus drivers are sometimes the unsung heroes in the school district. They're responsible for getting your children to and from school safely. Dale Ryman introduces us to a Wisconsin bus driver who's navigated the roads of Marathon County for more than 4 decades.
We're on our 3rd generation.
Since the mid-1940s, Fisher Transportation, started by Ray Fisher, has been providing school bus service.
I know the war was going on. He used to talk about that, and he had trucks, and then he had a chance to buy these school buses, and he took the chance.
When I was little, I remember he had 4 buses. That's what he started out with.
That fleet has grown to 38, serving the Edgar, Marathon, and Athens school districts. Finding quality drivers, especially in rural Marathon County, can be a challenge.
It's hard to find people who are to work in their schedule because it's just a part-time job.
That's why having Patsy Fisher for 46 years is priceless.
Ooh, we got to watch out. I think we got bees here.
Yeah, she's that Fisher. Patsy married into the family in 1974. With a job at Marshfield Clinic, she never intended to take on the family business.
I'll marry you, but I'm never going to drive school bus.
I did.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Stay at the clinic.
Didn't think I could handle that big a piece of equipment.
Sweet talked her into it.
Yeah.
Not only were the high school sweethearts partners in life, but now co-workers.
Here we are, working together, toughing it out, still going at it.
When Fisher Transportation picked up the Marathon School District in 2001 and Athens in 2013, Patsy took on a bigger role.
Then it got to be a little more for Mary Kay to handle, so then I worked down in the office and helped her.
But she never gave up her route.
I only drove for 2 routes. I had 1 route for 11 years, and I think this one for the rest of my years.
Patsy's hauled hundreds of kids over the years.
There's always excitement, it seems. But that keeps you going. You don't have time to get bored.
Even the kids of kids who used to ride with her.
Hi, Emery. How was school today?
In fact, one of those parents helped her earn statewide recognition for her years of service.
All right. Now you get to go home.
A parent thought enough of her saying, you know, you drove me when I was a child on the bus, and you know, now you're driving my kids, and you've always been a very dependable bus driver.
Hi, Skylar. Carla, you're back. Where were you this morning? And then you get to know the kids, and they get to know you, and then that all works together afterwards. Hey, Sophia. I got a good bunch of kids. Did you stay cool today? Yeah. Yeah?
She has no plans to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Long time. I can't believe I'm still doing it, but I am.
Ready to bus the next generation. If only Ray Fisher could see now what he started almost 80 years ago.
Yeah, he'd be pretty proud of us. I think he would be very happy with what we've done.
John and Patsy actually used to ride the bus together all the way back in their elementary school days. How fun is that? Well, we could see some showers move in starting tomorrow, and then we'll cool down after that. Harry Ann has the outlook on the way. And where it all began, Germany's 188th annual Oktoberfest wraps up in Munich. The big festival is our final story after this.
We've been a big part of a lot of community events. You know, we've been to a lot of festivals, parades, the UP 200, the Meyer State Games. Which one has been your favorite?
I gotta say, okay, first of all, the Upper spirit, right? Dedication, care, humor, and then that grit. And watching all of these events being put together and the volunteers, it's just been incredible, especially with the UP 200 having to pivot.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite because of how they were able to do that, but also the fact that they put snow on 3rd Street and we got to go sledding down there. That was my favorite. What about you?
I would agree with that. I mean, just the Festival of the Sled Dog was really cool to see because it was that Upper spirit of it doesn't matter if someone's going to knock us down, we're just going to keep going. And I think it was really cool for us to be a part of that too because it was right in front of our studios. Yes. I mean, we just had to walk out our front door basically and we could be right there at the festival. And I think that's really another cool thing about being right downtown is everything kind of does happen right at our front doorstep. And it's exciting not only as a news station, but as someone who lives here. It's exciting to have such easy access to these festivals and events and the Blueberry Festival and the Farmers Market.
That was my second one, was the Wednesday night Farmers Market and seeing all that local produce and products, especially those smash burgers.
The smash burgers were just delightful.
Come on down to Outdoor Man.
When do I get to shoot the crossbows?
We're breaking the rules.
So you're 13, I don't even think it's legal. So we should do it after lunch.
Our camping department is intense.
Set it up in 30 seconds flat. You can take it down even faster.
And we're always family friendly.
He's adorable. Listen, we found a bear cub in here.
Been nice knowing you, Baxter.
Outdoor Man is open for business on Last Man Standing.
We still have got a toasty temp over here in Ironwood, 74 degrees, mostly clear conditions at the moment. Those clouds moving in this evening, and we can expect some showers in the early morning on Wednesday. Possible showers throughout our day, popping up here and there, maybe thunderstorms. If there are chances of that, it's going to be in the afternoon. Those temperatures still in the 70s before we drop on down in the early afternoon to the 60s. And then looking ahead to Friday, Platter Day. I know I'm geeked about this. However, we've got likely showers during the day. Check out those temperatures, 45 to about 60 degrees during the day. And then the evening, we could be down in the mid-30s and likely showers to continue. Our 7-day outlook for Escanaba, we possibly have some, what's that called? Sunshine on Thursday, a high of 68, and then we'll cool down there as well. Saturday, likely showers returning even into Sunday.
Finally tonight, the 188th Oktoberfest celebrated its final day today after pulling in 7.2 million guests over the 18 days of the festival. The number of visitors was up significantly from 2022's 5.7 million, mainly thanks to warm, sunny weather. Local police summed up the world's largest beer festival as being largely harmonious despite the heavy drinking. Guests drank 6.5 million liters of beer, also up from 2022, where only 5.6 million liters was drunk. The 2.5-week-long party, which ends on October 3rd, enjoys worldwide popularity with a large percentage of foreign visitors coming from the U.S., Austria, France, and Italy. It dates back to a horse race that took place in 1810 to celebrate the wedding of Bavarian Crown Prince Ludwig and Princess Therese of Saxony-Hildburghausen, and it now attracts at least 6 million visitors every year.
Das ist sehr gut.
It is sehr gut.
That's all I know in German.
That was great German.
Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Not Morgen. I'm going to stop.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Shop hundreds of lazy boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
We're back, baby!
We back!
Colbert's back with an all-new Late Show and John Oliver tonight on CBS.